Welcome folks to this tutorial. In today's video, I will show you how you can easily operate and update numbers in HTML by using Ajax. This is going to be a super easy example where you can clarify all your doubts or most of your doubts regarding this topic. First of, first of all, keep in mind that you cannot operate directly numbers inside of HTML. Hence, you have to support yourself by using other coding languages to get it done. On this occasion, we will utilize Ajax to proceed. Right? Having said that, enough talking, let's go to work. All right, guys, we're going to continue with the rest of the process. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second part of this video. I don't want to be too much wordy, so let's go to work. All right, first of all, we are going to create a button to call the action. So this button is going to have the following structure as I'm going to show you right here. In essence, this is a simple button. I have put as an ID this value because I am going to need this ID to call the action later on in my JavaScript function. The next thing that I'm going to do is to create a tag to put the value that I want to change. So in this case, I'm going to put this 500 value as default. You can put any as you want. This is only for testing purposes. I also put an ID for this tag because I'm going to call this span or this tag later on from another function, and this function is going to allow us to change this value by doing some math, simple math. All right, the next step should be to call some mandatory scripts that I will need to run my Ajax code as I expect. So I'm going to put them over here. I'm going to leave more information about those scripts in the description of the video below if you want to investigate in deep more information about this particular topic. I'm gonna leave you some links to allow you to do so. In essence, I'm utilizing this the first one to utilize jQuery and the second one to utilize Ajax inside my JavaScript function. The next step should be to create, in essence, in fact, our JavaScript function. That's why I'm gonna use this particular statement. I'm gonna close this out. The next step should be to put this function already since the beginning of this document. So the ready method is in essence used to make a function available after the document is loaded. Once again, if you want more information about that, you will find some links in the description of this video. So I'm gonna close this out. I forget this part already. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to utilize is my function. I'm going to create the function, and the way that I'm going to utilize to create this function is just like this. I'm going to open the function and I'm going to close this out. So in essence, I'm calling to this function the ID of the button that I have created already, right? So once the user is clicking over this button, this function is going to be called. What function? Well, the function that is going to be contained over here inside this particular section. Just to test this out, to test it out, to see if everything is working as we expect, I'm gonna utilize an alert, a simple JavaScript alert. Hello. Right. So let's see if everything is working as I'm expecting. I'm gonna upload my index or my file in my server, on my server, just to show you guys how it works. I'm gonna clear the browsing data. Right, I believe that is okay. The option is working. Okay, it is appearing our button. It is appearing the value that I have put as default. I'm gonna click over this button to see what happens next. and our message is showing up as we expected, which is excellent, which is cool, because it means that our code is working as we expect. So having said that, I'm gonna delete this alert message, and then I'm gonna continue with the rest of the process. So the rest of the process should be, in essence, first of all, we have to extract the information of this tag. There are a bunch of methods to do so, but in this case, I'm going to use jQuery to do so. For this case, I'm going to create a variable that I'm going to call as C, and I'm going to utilize jQuery to get it done as I was saying before. Between parentheses and simple quotation marks, I'm going to put the name of the or the ID of the tag that we have to extract this information from, and after that, what we want to get, which is the text of this particular tag. All right, so with that being said, in this case, in this variable, we should contain the information of this tag, I mean the text of this tag, which is 500. So having this in mind, I'm going to create the or Ajax option or Ajax function, I mean, to make those changes externally. I mean, to make the math externally. So I'm going to use this statement, Ajax. I'm going to open and close this statement. I'm going to do, I'm going to, let's say, make some space for this function. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to put, we have to pass some information to this function to allow the function to work properly. So in this case, the first thing that we have to pass for this particular function is in essence the URL of the file where we are gonna do or where we are gonna process our math. I'm gonna call this as process because I have already created some function for this. This file is in essence empty, but this is the file that I'm gonna use to process my data. So the next thing is to pass or to let the function know what method we are gonna use to pass this information from HTML to PHP. The method that we are gonna utilize is post, all right? Next to this, we have to put the data that we are trying to pass from HTML to PHP. The information should be, well, or variable. I'm gonna create another one. I'm gonna call this as bar, as I'm sorry, as A, and I'm gonna put a default value as 100. Right, so I'm gonna pass the information of those variables through this function, right, to our file called process.php. So the next thing that we have to set is the data type that we are gonna utilize. So in this case, the data type that we are gonna utilize is JSON, right? The next thing that we have to perform and that we have to set is our success function. Every single time when the Ajax uh, is being running properly, this function is gonna, let's say, run. So in this case, I'm gonna put over here function because this is gonna be the function, and the variable that we are gonna receive is gonna be contained in this variable called data. And the idea is that all information, let's say, received from here, from this file, is going to be contained inside this variable and is called by this success function, right? So with that being said, we are going to continue with the rest of the process in our other file. We are missing something over here, which is not too much, but I will do this later on. I prefer to explain, first of all, this process file. This process file is going to be contain all our math, as I was saying before. So the language that I am going to utilize to make those changes is in essence PHP, right? So in PHP, we can, let's say, operate some numbers and do some math in order to proceed with the rest of the process. That's why I'm using these languages. All right. So first of all, the method that we are utilizing to pass this information from Ajax to PHP is post. That's why our variables in this particular section will have the following structure, just like this, just like dollar sign symbol, post, the word post, and after that, inside of the square um, parentheses, I'm going to put the name of the variable in question, right? This is, in essence, the the variable or the structure or the variable or the syntaxis of the variable that is going to contain the variable that I'm passing from HTML to PHP once again, right? So in the same way, our C variable is going to be like this, right? Following the same logic. Now, so if we want to know by using this function if something has been received from HTML, we have to use the following function. I don't know if you guys know this function, but this is in essence uh, a Boolean let's say function, which allow us to know if something is contained in these variables. So in this case, if this is true, the function is going to return us one number, and if this is the opposite case, if there is not something over here, we're going to get a zero variable, right? A zero value in this case. That's why is good. It's cool to combine this function with another statement like if, because our if is going to compare between 1 and 0. So in this case, our comparison, let's say, function is going to be just like this. I'm going to do this too fast. And in essence, we are saying with this function that if anything is contained in this variable if anything is contained in this variable, please do something that I'm gonna set over here. What we are gonna do? Well, so in this case, just for testing purposes, we are gonna uh, add the variables that we are receiving. The cool part in PHP is that you don't have to convert your variables from string to integer. This is not necessary as in other languages. So in this case, all that you have to do is to post or to put these, let's say, symbols, and automatically the function is gonna be know that you are operating two different, let's say, integers. So having said that, we are missing something. We have to echo this the variable in question. The method that we are going to utilize is JSON, just like this. JSON encode, as this is the method that I have set in our Ajax previously. Encode, JSON encode, and I'm going to put over here an array. I'm sorry. So in this case, I have to put over here um, the name of the variable that we are gonna set. As I'm passing over here everything in an array structure, the structure or the syntax that I have to do is in the first place, the first place of the array that I'm passing. So in this case, I'm gonna utilize data1, and I'm gonna assign to this particular section the variable that I have created already. The variable that contains um, the 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 result of this operation, right? So having said that, I believe that everything has been set properly, at least in this place. Before going back to the other file, I would like to mention that if the cool part of utilizing this particular encode method is that you can pass as many variables as you want. If you want to add another variable called, let's say over here, variable 2, or something like this, you can do this and so on and so forth. So you can put as many variables as you want in order to pass all the information in just one statement. This is the cool part to utilize this method. Obviously, there are another methods to get it done, but this is my preferred one because it has this advantage. So, having said that, the only thing that we are missing is the information that we are going to receive over here. So, in this section, what we want to do once this operation has been completed successfully is to change the value of this tag. Well, the way to do that is, in essence, just like this. I'm going to put between uh, parentheses and quotation marks. the name or the ID of my tag in question. So having said that, after that, we are trying to put a text. That's why I'm utilizing this formula. And after that, we have to put this, let's say, array is going to contain every single data that I'm passing from all PHP file. And in this case, we are trying to assign the position number one, which is represented by data one. That's why I'm going to use the following data, the following structure. So from data, from this array, I'm going to extract only the position number one, right? And I'm going to assign this position to this particular tag by ID, right? So having said that, everything has been set properly. It looks good. It looks cool. I'm going to upload this information on my server. So fast. Cool. It has been completed successfully. I'm gonna clear my browsing data right here, and I'm gonna do a refreshing of my web page. Let's see what happens next. Right, as you are seeing over here, the number is changing. So all that we are doing over here is to extract this information, operate this information externally over here, and after that, publishing this information in the same, let's say, tag. Everything has been explained for today. Thank you so much for for being here, guys. If you didn't do so, please smash this subscribe button. This is gonna make me, or this is gonna help me to make more videos for you like this. Please go and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.